I am a huge fan of gaming. I lived in Las Vegas a couple of years. I don't do it as much as I'd like to, what with the the money that I have to put up to do so. But I do love it, and I don't understand why this took so long to get overturned.
Yeah, you did a great lead-in. I don't know how much more I can add, but I think that was the general sentiment here. Everyone was sort of shaking their head, scratching their head, wondering, this law that was put in place back in 1992, before Al Gore invented the internet, before people could partake in sports betting online. I mean, things have changed, time has changed, and this was obviously a colossal failure. We looked at probably $150 billion that's being wagered illegally with offshore bookies and local bookies too. So it did not reach its intended objectives, and so we were thrilled with the outcome yesterday. And as you said, turning it back over to the states now to decide whether or not they want to have sports betting for their residents.
Well, the frustrating thing is, so you had people, like you said, it was happening in mass anyways. You had local bookies and whatever that were doing this anyways. And it is, and this is going to shock some people when I say it, it may trigger them as well, a victimless crime that they created. Yes, people can become victims of addictions and problems with gaming, just like they can with alcohol or anything else. But the concept behind it is victimless. If I engage with you, Sarah or Chris or whatever, in an act of wagering on the outcome of a sporting event, it is victimless. I have made that decision free and clear, and so have you.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is a tough argument to make. I would say that, certainly some of those sports bookies that were taking bets and some of these offshore illegal websites, we're probably financing and continue to finance illicit activities that no one wants to see. And, the really important thing was there's just not the tools and the resources there for law enforcement to actually be able to go after the operators of these sports books. So, it's a win-win for everyone. It's a win for consumers. You get more protections in place, certainly, by regulating it, by bringing it out into the sunlight. And then certainly it's a win for law enforcement now. They don't have to be chasing their tail and pursuing some of these offshore websites that, they don't necessarily have the time, energy, or resources to do.
So overwhelmingly, Americans are supporting the idea of legal sports betting, right? I mean, we've gotten to that point.
Yeah, look, I mean, the shift in the acceptance of gaming has been certainly incremental over the past 20 years. 9 out of 10 people don't have a problem with gambling. Maybe they don't do it themselves, but they don't care if someone else does, which is why the states' rights argument is such a compelling one. This really is a local decision. Gaming issues are largely decided on a state-by-state basis. So this certainly fits into that categorization. And, again, look forward to seeing the states move on this in the near future.